Tonight on the program, we are going to spend this next 30 minutes talking about the virus that everyone has become very familiar with, and look and see if we can see some things that may give us some understanding. The Bible tells us in the book of Revelation chapter 11 that God will destroy them which destroy the earth. That's chapter 11 beginning with verse 18. Read that for yourself. It tells us He will destroy those which destroy the earth. That's vitally important for us to understand as we approach the tribulation period. The great destruction that you see coming in that period of time that the Bible said would be trouble such as the world had never known, nor shall ever know again, will not be caused because of direct wrath from God or God pouring out plagues. It will be done by the hand of man himself. There will be an inhumanity to mankind that the world has never known. That's because demons, the Bible tells us, from the abyss will be released. Demons is what creates personalities. Demons are persons. They are beings with personality. They inhabit the bodies of men, and the more of that man they possess, the more of that man's personality becomes the personality of that demon that's in control. Well, there has been demon spirits locked away, the Bible makes this very clear, and will be released during the time of the tribulation period. Meaning that there will be personalities that we've never dealt with, men who are susceptible and willing to open their hearts and lives up to these demon spirits will become personalities that we have never really seen. It will be an inhumanity toward mankind and a desire to create world power. And this power-mad human being will kill anything and anybody that's in their way. We're already seeing signs of this personality right now, as we are seeing that there are those that love power and they are willing to slaughter anybody that threatens their power. We're already seeing it. Now, what this has to do with this virus is that the virus, like these other plagues and these other things, was a virus that was released. It was a virus that was in the control, in the hands, in a laboratory in China. It was not something that sprang up by itself or some mysterious being caused it to take place. It was in a lab. It was released. Now, what happens when such events takes place? Well, pandemics, such as what we're seeing here today. But I'm here to tell you that all of the things that we're hearing today are not lining up. The numbers don't line up, and the numbers is what I specifically want to focus on at the first of this program. The numbers simply are not lining up. What I mean by that is there is something that we're not being told. Now, I'm not one given to these conspiracy programs and such things as that. If you've watched the program for a while, you know that. But we're either not being told something that we need to be told, or the numbers are just not lining up concerning this virus and the shutting down of the whole world. Now, one fact we know clear. There's a virus loose. That's a fact. We know that we don't want anybody to get the virus. That's a fact. We don't want anyone to die from the virus. That's a fact. But we're looking at something right now unprecedented. In my lifetime, I've never seen it. And in a whole bunch of you watching right now, in your lifetime, you've never seen it. That the whole world is actually shutting down because of this virus. Football games not to be played. Baseball games not to be played. Coliseums where championship basketball games shut down. People can't go. Limited numbers of 50 people, not more. Church services that has more than 50 or more than 20 people can't go. Restaurants closing down. You've never seen this in your entire life. We say, well, maybe there's been nothing this bad before. That's precisely my point. The numbers are not lining up. This virus has, as of the time of the program, it will have changed by the time you see the program, as of right now, this virus, the number of cases, please listen and pay attention, worldwide, these are worldwide numbers, is 197,388 at this given moment. There are 7,000, let's say 8,000 deaths worldwide. And the CDC says that 81,000 of this 197,000 has recovered and approximately 8,000 has died. Those are the numbers that we're looking at as I'm doing the TV program. 197,000, let's say 200,000 worldwide. Now remember, there's a few nations that has been hit very, very hard. We have heard throughout the politics and the government and that China was hit very hard, that South Africa has been hit very hard, that Italy has been hit very hard. Keep in mind, the population of China is 1.6 billion, not million, but billion people. And with these nations that has been hit real hard, at the moment I'm doing this program, we're under 200,000 infected worldwide, including those nations that I just made mention of. Let's read another set of numbers. The World Health Organization says that 80% of the virus cases involve mild symptoms. All right, let's figure this. 200,000 worldwide, 8,000 worldwide dead. 200,000 with it, 8,000 dead worldwide. And with this virus that has shut down the world, 80% of the people who get it, 80% of the people that get it, their symptoms are so mild, they don't even know they have it. That leaves only 20% that even knows that they've got it. And the world is being shut down. Let's read some more statistics. In America alone, as of the time of doing the program, there are 4,226 cases. 4,200 cases in America. At this moment, the total death count is 75. So of 350 million people, 75 has died. 4,000 has it. Okay, please, for just a moment, rest your mind around these numbers. Now, I know that it's very confusing for a lot of people when you hear a lot of numbers being tossed out. All I want to do is make the point. 200,000 worldwide has got it. 8,000 worldwide has died from it. A little over 4,000 has it in America, and less than 100 people at this time in America has died from a virus of which is shutting down the whole world. Somebody says, yes, but listen, this virus is going to spread, and it's going to spread fast. Oh, you mean like the flu? You know, it starts out with one person getting it, and then 3, and then 30, and then 300, and then 374 million with the flu. Please hear the numbers. 200,000 worldwide, 8,000 dead worldwide. 80% of the people who get this virus don't even know they've got it. 4,000 with it in America. Less than 100 dead in America, and we are shutting down the world. I'm simply telling you that something don't make sense. Not to me, and I've learned this in my lifetime. I've learned that whenever something, and I bet you have too, when something don't make sense, it's because it don't. When something don't make sense, we automatically are put in a mode that we investigate it. Every now and then we'll find out that we were wrong and what we thought didn't make sense did make sense. But most of the time in my life and in your life that you have seen and felt something ain't right about this and you investigated it, you found something wasn't right about it. I will be repetitive. 200,000 worldwide has the disease, has the virus. 8,000 worldwide dead. One's too many. 80% of the people who get it don't even know that they have it. It's so mild. 4,000 people in America has it and less than 100 are dead. And we have shut the world down. Something don't make sense. Now, let's compare those numbers of this virus that's shutting down the world. Let's compare those numbers with the common flu. 2018 flu stats for just the United States. The CDC, the Center of Disease Control, estimates that the flu was associated with more than 35.5 million illnesses in 2018, more than 16.5 million medical visits, more than 490,000 hospitalizations, and 34,200 deaths from the common flu. 34,000 dead. 490,000 hospitals from the common flu in 2018. We didn't shut anything down. Fact of the business is, as I said earlier, in my lifetime, I have never ever seen this. And the numbers of which I just quoted to you worldwide are not even close to the numbers of the common flu in America, just America alone, in 1 year. 34,000 plus died in 2018, and it's been more than that in 2019 from the common flu. But we shut no businesses down. We shut no basketball games down. But we are now. Something is not making sense. Somebody then says, well, this virus is spreading faster than other viruses, and this is a different kind of a virus. Well, that's what I hear. And listen, facts are a funny thing. You see, facts are not supposed to lie. But the people that are dealing the facts out to you, they will lie. And when this group throws these facts out, and then that group throws another set of facts out that contradicts the first group's set of facts, then one of the facts is not facts. One of the facts are not facts at all. And it's possible that both of them's not facts. Facts don't lie, but people playing with facts, they will lie. What about this virus and how it spreads? Is it something different? Is it easier to get than the other? Is that why we're shutting the world down, because it's easier to get it? Well, here's how this present virus is spread. The virus is thought to spread mainly from person to person. This is the CDC. Between people who are in close contact with one another within about 6 feet, through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or the noses of people that's standing nearby, or possibly be inhaled into the lung. So, people can cough and you can get it. People can sneeze and you can get it because you inhale the droplets. Or either people can sneeze or cough on a counter, and you can touch the counter with your hand and thereby get the germ. Then with your hand, pick your nose, scratch your ears, put your hand in your mouth, and then inject the virus into yourself. How is this virus spread? It is spread exactly like the flu is spread. The way that we are to protect ourselves each year against the common flu, of which in 2018 killed 34,000 Americans alone, just here. While this virus worldwide has killed 8,000. And at the time of doing this program, not even 100 in America. Something's just not right, you see. So when we look at all of these facts and we look at these numbers, now there is reason to to wonder, to speculate. I think any reasonable mind would ask the same questions that I've asked. Why didn't we shut the world down in 2018 and in 2019? Because once again, the common flu, as given to us by the CDC, the Center of Disease Control, says this: until recently, the World Health Organization, not CDC, estimated the annual deaths from the flu to be 250,000 to 500,000 globally. You hear those numbers? That's the death from the flu. That's the death from the flu yearly. And the people who has this virus at this time has not even reached 200,000. But 250,000 to 500,000 globally die every year of the flu. The numbers don't make sense. However, in 2017, a study indicated a substantially higher number of deaths at 290,000 to 650,000 with the flu-associated deaths. A 2019 study estimated that 99,000 to 200,000 deaths from lower respiratory tract infections directly caused by the flu was revealed. These numbers are staggering. These numbers of worldwide death with the common flu blow the number of cases worldwide of people who even has this virus out of the water. Up to 500,000 dead from the flu. 200,000 right now worldwide has this virus, and 80% of them has symptoms so mild they don't even know they have it. And we're shutting the world down. It don't make sense, period. So then, what do we do from here? Is there another line of thinking that these facts forces you into? Because since these numbers do not make sense, and I'm not underestimating the effects of this, you go out and get this virus and bring it home to your grandmother, and she's probably going to die. If you have underlying problems and you get it, you're probably going to die. We don't want that. But those two examples I just gave you is the same every year with the common flu. The common flu is the most dangerous thing to the elderly with underlying issues every single year. But 500,000 dead globally with the flu. Only 200,000 is infected with this virus today, and 80% of them with symptoms so mild they don't even know they have it. Something don't make sense. So since something is that far out of line, someone has to ask the question, what is this really all about? And is there something logical that jumps straight to mind? Yes, it is. I told you 5 months ago that we was entering a period from November to November. Before November got here, I said we will enter a period of time from November to November. Well, here's what I said. We are seeing signs of it now developing that we are fixing to move into the most brutal, even the 60s was not what we're fixing to move into. Whenever November, and you will see some of it before, but when November of this year rolls around, that will leave us exactly 1 year before the presidential vote. In that year, there is going to be the greatest carnage and death this country has ever known. And if it appears that Mr. Trump may be winning, or if it appears that Mr. Trump may actually win, there will be an attempt upon his life. So let's look at a couple of things that may not be so far-fetched. Number one, the nation on the earth today that has been most devastated by Trump's policies is China. So there is no nation on the face of this earth that wants Trump gone more than China does. No nation on earth. If Trump is here for 4 more years, he may run China back into the Stone Age, and they know it. There's only one other group of people in the world that want Trump gone as bad as China does, and it's called a Democrat. Now, the doctor in China that knew about this virus in early December, the doctor that came out in China and blew the whistle, well, you know what happened to the doctor in China that blew the whistle on the Chinese? Well, the doctor's not alive anymore. The doctor got what everybody in China gets that crosses those sweet communists. He's dead. Now, with that said, we infect our people with viruses. Then we put them on an airplane and we send them to America. Then we hook up with the Democrats, and the Democrats hooks up with us through their media, you know, mainstream media, which is in a conspiracy with the Democratic Party, without question, to destroy Donald Trump and to put the Democrats into power. We then start hearing a pandemic, this is a pandemic, this is terrible, this is to shut the world down. Please keep in mind all the numbers I gave you at the first of the program. Shut the world down. And do what? Destroy, absolutely wreck the U.S. economy, which just happens to be what is happening right now, and just happens to be the strongest point of Donald Trump's reelection. Kill the economy. Well, these Democrats and their lead spokesmen through their sitcoms and television sit-downs, their leading voices, has already months ago expressed they wanted the economy to collapse.
I want to share what Bill Maher suggested on his show last Friday.
This economy is going pretty well. I feel like the bottom has to fall out at some point. And by the way, I'm hoping for it, because I think one way you get rid of Trump is a crashing economy. So please, bring on the recession.
And that is in the Democratic playbook. Destroy the economy. Well, they are people that has quite an imagination. And who would have thought this would have been the way to do it? But nonetheless, it is being done. Not only that, but now we are stopping people from gathering together. The second strongest strength of Donald Trump is his rallies, bringing in thousands upon thousands of people. These are shots from some of his rallies. On the other hand, Joe Biden can't draw 200 people, but now we're saying that you can only have 50, 100, 200 people show up. So the two greatest strengths of Donald Trump, the economy and his ability to draw crowds, which creates great enthusiasm, not to mention that all of the deficiencies of this Democratic presidential candidates is no longer being shown to us. All the accomplishments of Donald Trump and his economy is no longer being shown to us. It's just this pandemic with these numbers that I quoted to you. Now, the psychological side of this is very clear. Mr. Trump is in the bind of his life, for he can't come out and say this is a hoax, because 70 people's dead. 100's going to die. 3,000's going to die. He says it's a hoax. He says it's not as bad as what you say. And he will be blistered day and night, night and day, and blamed for the death of everybody that dies in the world. So he's forced now to play along with this as they shut down his economy, our economy. It is a game being played. And what I'm saying is this. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on or not. I know that that is exactly the effects. And what I do know is this. I know that the numbers, they do not match up. I know the numbers don't add up. And I know from Mr. Trump's body language that there are things he's wanting to say that he's being told not to say, and he don't like that. Here in his statements concerning the virus just the other day, you can feel the inward hostility with something he knows about China.
I would like to begin by announcing some important developments in our war against the Chinese virus.
And then, true to the keeping of the Democrat media, the fake news, this woman with pure disdain attacks Mr. Trump for speaking anything that may point toward the truth of the matter.
Okay, why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
There is no question Mr. Trump knows the truth of what's going on. But right now, because of the media, his hands are tied to point out the communists, to point out what they did, and to point out what the media is doing. For no matter how you slice this and dice this, it does not matter, my friend. The numbers do not make sense.
Say there's work for you to do. So I took my master's hand and joined the Christian band. Now I'm on the battlefield for my Lord.